can't do this? Why can't I do this? Why is it so hard to get up and move? Why can't I concentrate? What's wrong with me? Have you ever felt that way? Do you feel that way right now where you just sit down and you just don't want to move? I am so glad you're here for the third episode of The Caffeinated Squirrel. I just can't. Have you said that before? Are you saying it right now? Hey friends, listen, if you've not seen the first episode, go back to that. That episode will kind of explain where it all began, and it will help you understand what this series is all about. Okay, friends, stick around to the end because, just like always, I might have some bloopers. Maybe 1 or 2 or 10 or 20. I had a hard time with this one. It was 2015 that my eyes were open to the realization that my life is going to change. Now, there were many events prior to 2015 that were actually preparing me for my journey to finding my happiness. Now, in the moment, I didn't realize what key roles these events and discoveries were going to play. And quite honestly, I didn't like going through them. But when I look back at it, I'm so thankful I did. 2014, my life was on a downward slope. I was struggling with weight. I had a lack of motivation, and I had, the only way to describe it, mental numbness. Now, I did get up every day. I did take my son to school. I did go to work. I actually think at that time I was working 2 jobs. I honestly don't remember a whole lot about the previous years, like the events. I just remember how I felt. And then I felt like I was in a cloud, in a fog. I couldn't concentrate. I wasn't motivated. I just walked through the motions of the day. I mean, my motivation level was so bad, I could have like 3 dirty dishes in the sink. All I had to do would take me 30 seconds to pick up a dish, maybe rinse it off if needed, and put it in the dishwasher. But I just couldn't. I couldn't handle this feeling. Honestly, I don't even know what the feeling was. I just knew I needed help. So I scheduled an appointment with my family doctor. Went in, did the regular routine that you do, got on the scale and they took my weight, took my vitals, listened to my heart and my lungs, and we did blood work. My doctor came back and said, "Great, Julia, you're in normal range." I didn't feel normal. Little side note, years later, I retested and I was still in normal range, but that doctor was able to give me a diagnosis of what was actually wrong with me. And that particular appointment was probably the biggest turnaround in my life. But I'll get into that in another episode. This event in 2014 is actually pretty important. So here, come on back. So after my doctor said, "You're in normal range," he could tell I was discouraged. I was hoping that he'd say, "Oh, you're off on this level. We'll just give you this vitamin and you'll do better." So my doctor did the next thing. He sat down across from me and he talked. I think he probably spent an hour just talking with me. "Julie, what's going on in your life?" "Nothing." "How's your marriage?" "I don't know." "How are the kids?" "They're good." "Can you tell me about a typical day for you?" I just can't do it. I can't focus. I have no drive. All I want to do is sit on my couch and eat. And then when I finally have the energy to get up and do something like clean, I will go into a room, pick up a few items, get sidetracked, move to another room, do a few items, and just forget I was doing something in the other room and go back and just get frustrated with myself and give up. What book are you reading right now? I don't read. I can't read. I mean, I can read. I can't focus on it. I start reading, I get halfway down the page and my mind wanders. My eyes are still scanning all the words. I'm even physically flipping pages, but I'm not even in the book. I'm somewhere out in left field. Have you tried meditation or yoga? I've tried. I don't like it. They tell me, clear your mind, think of nothing. I can't think of nothing. Like I said, my mind is always going. It just doesn't stop. I mean, honestly, if I have nothing to think about, there's always a song playing in my head. So there's like 3 episodes of something going on in my head with music in the background. I think it was once I told him about a song always going in my head. He stopped me and said, Julia, do you have time to take a few more tests? Yeah, I've got time. My doctor left the room and came back with some papers. So they were little questionnaires, multiple choice kind of questionnaire. He handed them to me on a clipboard with a pen, and he said, fill these out. Don't overthink it. Just fill it out and be honest with yourself. So I did. I sat down. I immediately just read a question and answered, read a question and answered. And I picked the first thing that came into my mind. I picked what I was feeling in that moment. I finished, I handed it to him. He gathered all the papers and he left the room. When my doctor came back in the room, he said, you know, you've gained some weight. I said, yeah, I know. He said, based on your height and your age, on the charts, medically speaking, you're more than overweight. He said, you are in the obese category. Oh. And he said, and when I looked over your results from these questionnaires, I think you have the worst case of ADD I have ever seen. Oh, well, that explains a lot. And then he said, also based on these questions in our conversation, Julia, you're suffering from depression. Oh, okay. He said, Julia, I would love to prescribe you some antidepressants. Would you be okay on doing that? I said, yeah, I'll do anything. I want to get rid of this feeling. I left that office excited that I had a diagnosis. I understood why I was feeling the way I was feeling, but I also left not feeling so good. I mean, my doctor just told me I am a depressed, obese woman with ADD. Well, that's kind of depressing. I got 2 things out of that doctor's appointment. One, I got a name, a label, a diagnosis for what I was feeling and what I was going through. I was depressed and I had ADD. Now, I didn't use that as a crutch or an excuse for the way I was feeling or the way I was acting. It just helped me understand why I was doing what I was doing. And that was actually the springboard to helping me figure out how to get through it and deal with it. You don't really get over ADD. You embrace it when you learn how to, and that's what I do. Hence the name of my episode series, The Caffeinated Squirrel. But okay, anyway, the second thing I learned is I don't like medication. My body does not do chemicals. I do believe in medication. I do believe some bodies respond very well to medication. So this is in no ways telling you to throw away your antidepressants. This is in no ways telling you to get rid of the medications your doctor prescribes to you. What I am telling you is that I paid attention to the way I reacted, and I discovered that I need to go more of a natural route. Now, my natural route took me years. I did battle with my weight for quite some time. It took me quite a while to get over what you would call depression, or what my doctor called depression. And it took me a while to embrace my ADD, but I did. And when I did that, I was able to move on into bigger and brighter things. That diagnosis in 2014 played a key role in helping me discover me. So, friends, listen, if you are at that point where you just say, I just can't, and you don't know why you're saying, I just can't, step out. Go get help. Maybe start with a doctor, a physical doctor like I did, or go to a counselor, or go to a mentor of some sort or a pastor. Let them look at you from the outside and let them tell you what they see. Take in what they tell you and then figure out what you need to do to get through it or move on past it, or how to embrace it. Friends, I am so glad that you enjoyed, or hopefully you enjoyed, this episode 3. And I'm excited. I've got so much more to share with you, but I could go on and on. So with that said, I'm going to let you go. Have a wonderful day. And now you know why I'm all over the place, because I have ADD and I am not on any medication for it. I just belched. The end, because I just picked my nose. That mentality, and you've had that mistake. But what? He mine's always wandering. I'm just on a roll. So close. Oh, no. Okay. Best interest. Yeah, so close. ADD. Oh, potential spam. Of course, I always get phone calls. Stop. Just talking too much. Just get to the point. Camera. Ow. That hurt.